Welcome back to the 420 Tarot Lounge. And if you're new here, thanks for stopping in. I do my readings as a collective. So if you're here, that means our energies have synchronized, our frequencies have harmonized, all that kind of good stuff. So I've got this new deck. I've used it quite a few times now. I'm really beginning to like it. It's feeling nice in my hands. So I'm kind of torn, but the energy is telling me to use this deck for the beginning of this reading. So my readings are timeless and for entertainment purposes only. And if you do enjoy my interpretation of the cards, please pass that puff and smash that like button. I'm hoping to grow my channel, so please subscribe. Apparently there's like a hype thing on some videos. If you really, really like my channel, or like that video, I should say, go ahead and hype me up if that option is available. So there's lots of things going on. I do follow the zodiac, astrology, all that kind of stuff, but I try and not implement them into my reading. And the reason being is there could be a confirmation bias based on what the stars are saying and what the cards are reading. So if I only look at my own chart, I guess you could say. I only look at my own chart. And for anybody that's wondering, I am a Pisces. So 10 of Wands. Okay, so I'm just going to lay the cards out first and then do the read. I'm wondering, do I need to have a light on? It's awfully dark, isn't it? Let's see what I can do here. Oh, maybe a little bit bigger. That's a little bit better, isn't it? Okay. Sorry about that. I usually do my readings at a different time of the day, but today kind of got a little crazy. So, the Emperor. These cards are absolutely gorgeous. What are they called again? Let me think about it. The Galactic Tarot, something like that. I'll get the guidebook out here in a second. King of Swords. Oh, he's got his little trusty dog friend there. Three of Wands. These cards are just a little bit bigger, so move them over a tad here. Six of Cups. Look at that. It's like what's that? Is it Snow White? No, Cinderella. It's almost like she's got a Cinderella costume on. And then and then is that a beer? Or a bird? I don't know. I have to see how the cards pan out here. The Hierophant. And I do have angel number cards. Queen of Cups. And the underlying energy is the Three of Cups. So this feels like it's very, very celebratory, joyous. Look at how joyous that is. All the ladies are smiling. They're drinking their pink champagne, overlooking. It looks like maybe that'd be like Italy or Turkey or something. Very nice. That's a beautiful, beautiful illustration. Okay, so let's get started here. The energy I'm getting here is there's like a feeling of going back to there's maybe been a loss or not a loss of traditions. Like, I know it's happened in my family where the whole family would get together either Christmas Eve. Yeah, on Christmas Eve, like maybe you would go to an uncle's, or in my case, my brothers were much older than I was, so we would go to one of my brother's houses, or they would come to my parents, and we would all be together for that. Or we would all be together for that holiday. Maybe it would be Thanksgiving, whatever, right? And now that tradition in the family has of my family anyway, and I see it in a lot of my friends as well. That tradition has broken. Um, People move away. There's falling outs. All kinds of different things happen, and it feels as though you're feeling you're feeling. I don't want to say loneliness, but you're feeling the yearning for that time, that same feeling from those times. Oh, okay. I feel like there's a yearning there for that. And it appears as though you're looking for ways that you could maybe rejuvenate that. Oh, it's garbage day here. So if you hear noise in the background, it's the garbage truck. He's It's a matter of fact, he's there right now. Uh, um, I feel like you're wanting to try and maybe take on the lead, and you're getting pushback. But then that's good, because then that means it feels like somebody else may be having the same, um, oh, what would you call that? Homesickness, wanting to be with family, um, extended family, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, whatever. We're going to get some clarity on this, because I certainly do feel like there's a big push for that, and I don't feel I don't think it's just a singular. I think that a lot of people are starting to realize that. And like some families, one lives, part of the family lives on one continent, and another part of the family lives on the other continent, on another continent, not the other continent. But so then, in order to get together, it's a big deal. You've got to take a week off work. They've got to fly in, or you've got to fly there. So that's, you know what I mean? So that there's a lot of circumstances why, but there's always especially in this day and age, there's always a way to remedy it. Five of Cups. Ten of Swords. Yeah, that's it. 3 of Swords. 10 of Cups. Okay. 4 of Wands is the underlying energy on this part of the reading. So we have the 3 of Cups and the 4 of Wands, which are both very good positive cards. This is just confirming for me that there's going to be a little bit of pushback, a little bit of turmoil, a little bit of who should be in charge. There's also some there a lot of the family are I feel like they've been fighting for so long that they've forgotten what they're fighting about. They've forgotten what they're fighting about. They're so dwelled on this battle that really is meaningless, or so meaningless that they've forgotten about it. They've forgotten about the reason. They've not forgotten about the emotion. And this is where there's going to have to be, and I feel like there's going to have to be I'm going to call it an intervention. Where you would have like a negotiator or a referee or whatever to try and get the two to talk, because I feel like it's not as bad as it seems. And hearts have been broken, and disappointments, and family has been separated. So this would be like a family shadow work, I guess, kind of thing. So this could even, like when I say you need a mediator, a referee, a negotiator, if it's something really heavy, there could be more underlying to it. So if there's any kind of trepidation on whether or not this can be solved within the family unit, it may be worthwhile to seek some kind of assistance that knows about, maybe it's trauma related, that would know about those kinds of things. But I feel like there's going to be a happy resolution, or a comfortable resolution, one where there's so this is like you're going to be having, you have these homesick feelings of tradition, of family, or being with your family. And this, I feel like it's not just because there was somebody moved away or somebody died or that it's fallen apart. It feels like there's been some kind of feud. Also, and the feud, the reason for the feud has been forgotten. So it couldn't have been that important. It couldn't have been that important. It couldn't have been that devastating. It's just the emotional attachment to that now. That what is it, like, when you have a habit, like maybe you smoke And so part of your morning routine is your coffee, your newspaper, and your cigarette. So you always have to have your cigarette. You always have to have your cigarette. So that emotion now is ingrained, just like a habit, like a cigarette. And so that you got to keep hanging on to that emotion, even if it's negative. So it's like, oh, these are spaceships, and that's a cow. I thought it was a beer. Uh, um, find the common ground. Find the. Now, you may not get into, or at least the parties involved may not get into deep conversations or reveal anything about their into depth about their lives. But if you can get them together, and then their kids, I guess, and your kids would get together, because whatever the battle is, it's between you two. It's not the rest of them. I don't know if that made sense. It's not the children, it's not the other people in the family, it's between these two individuals. And there's the struggle. I think there's a struggle for the patriarch, if you will. And that in itself could very well be the feud, the reason for the feud, or the underlying reason for the feud. We're gonna get an angel number here. These cards are quite nice to handle. They're just called angel numbers. Spirit source card. 9999. Prosperity, hope, optimism, liberation, success, prosperity, excitement, enthusiasm. The problems you have today will eventually disappear. Your guardian angels encourage you to maintain a positive outlook on life, since your luck may be about to change. It is time to put to use your captivating energy and inspirational personality. Don't let your ego get the best of you. So, a lot of readers would say that if you're seeing this number, you're on the right path. I'm saying if you're seeing this number, it's to remind you to stay on this path. So it could come up at a point where you would need to be making a decision. Maybe up here. So you have to make a decision. Are you going to continue this battle, allow this battle to continue, or are you going to use your captivating energy and inspirational personality to help solve it? Okay, so but this 9999, if you see this number, uh, use it as a reminder to stay on this path, to follow this type or this iteration of the number, Now, again, my readings are timeless and for entertainment purposes only. Don't let your ego get the best of you. So this just confirms for me what I thought I was seeing. I didn't want to make any judgment here, but now that I see this, the person or people, because there could be more than one of you going through the same sort of thing. You, the matriarch and patriarch of the family are gone, and that began the devolution of your get-togethers and your celebrating birthdays and all that kind of stuff. So now there's, I feel like two siblings. In this instance here, they're both portrayed as male energies. And this emperor, I feel like, is the older sibling. Doesn't necessarily have to be brothers. It could still be sisters. It could be brother and sister. Okay. It's just the energy that they're bringing forward into this situation. The one of you is going to have to come to the realization that the ego, and I think this you are the emperor. Okay, so you could be the older sibling. Again, I am blunt. I don't sugarcoat anything. You could very well be the emperor. You could very well be the stubborn one. You could very well be the one with the ego. Or you could simply just be very not organized, rigid, very stringent and rigid on how things should go, how you want things to go. Okay. I had mentioned earlier about an intervention. I think it's going to come. I think what's going to happen is it's going to end up, something's going to bring it to where the two of you are talking or communicating somehow, even by email. Okay, and at some point, something I feel is going to trigger this nostalgia memories. So remember when mom did this, or remember when dad did that, or remember when we did this and we got in trouble. Like something is going to come. It's going to come. I don't think the issues are going to have to come out in order for the two to heal, for you and your sibling. Now, the feud, if you will, started, I think, the emperor may be a few years older than the king and has more life experience. And the attitude towards you as being the little sibling, the little brother, the little sister, the rugrat, you know what I mean? They've always had this protection, I think, over you. And you are, or not protection, almost, this is how it's done. This is how it's done. Okay. So not protection, not teaching, but being more authoritative. That's the word I'm looking for. You've come into your own and you're not willing to take that anymore. This is where it blows up. And I think that even though there's disappointment, I think when it blows up, it's not as bad as it seems. It's not as bad as it seems. I think this is community, love, bliss, whatever. I think in this context, it's actually telling me that it's like, oh, okay, finally, we've come to an agreement. We've come to a resolution. We can finally be family, a proper family again. I think that's what I'm getting there, especially with this Four of Wands here. Now the Eight of Cups is underneath, and that could be the mindset of leaving the past behind. Leaving the past behind. What happened in the past? Let's get it out in the open. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? And this Four of Wands is comfort. For now. Temporary comfort for now. But I think it's going to come up to... But this all depends on your choices and how you want to address this. And if it's the other party that's addressing it with you, or the other energy that's addressing it with you, how are you going to show up for this? This all depends on your mentality around, and this is the Fool underneath. So this all depends on your mentality around your ego, around your how you show up, how you're gonna... Don't let your ego sabotage you. Your ego is your shadow. It's got lots of different connotations to it, or not a lot of different names, but it's all the same thing. So as we are at the end of September, coming up to the end of September, this feels to me like there's going to be some kind of communication between two siblings, and the advice here is to be prepared for it, because they want to be able to, trying to be able to get back to the family traditions of yesteryear. It may cause disagreements. There, like I said, there may be a previous feud that needs to be worked through, but it's not. If you come to it with a pure heart and no ego, and with an open mind on what the other person has to say, and respect them, and ask that they do the same for you. I feel like that, and I know that sounds like a lot. It feels like it may take a little bit, but it's going to come to something that's comfortable. Comfortable. Not something joyous, comfortable. The joyous part comes later. So I think that this Queen of Cups here is a okay, I've got the repairs up to the family started. They've got to keep working at it. You got to keep making them, you got to keep phoning each other. You got to keep being involved in each other's lives. Your kids have to meet each other, play with each other, know each other. This is a very detailed. I think this is like, what are you waiting for? What, what are you waiting for? Okay. If you want if you want this back, this close knitness back, what are you waiting for? So make the call. Christmas is coming. Make the call. And hopefully they are at the moment, at that time, as receptive as you are. And don't let your ego get the best of you. You must.